This season, your choice couldn't be more important. Pandora's Cornhole will make gas prices cheaper for everyone. We can't trust Zeus Lightning Bolts and his poor decision making. Pandora's Cornhole will make a better economy. Aphrodite's TTs sniffs little girl's hair. There's endless possibilities inside Pandora's Cornhole. Chef likes chocolate salty balls in his mouth. Massaging Uranus has 23 unresolved cases of sexual assault against men. Pandora's Cornhole will not send out mean tweets. Raiders of the Caribbean sunk their ship at the beginning of the season. Curse of Bo Jackson wants babies to die. Goliath. Camelot has goats. Hades is my homie. They all suck. Pandora's Cornhole. Open the gapes. Find what's inside.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Freestyle Podcast. This week we'll go over our fantasy matchups and then release this week's Fantasy Power Rankings. To get things started this week, I wanted to kick off a segment that I've been eager to launch, and it's
Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around.
the Tuesday Blues. Now by now, everybody should be familiar with what the Tuesday Blues are, but let me lay it out in case anyone's not familiar. Tuesday Blues is when you go all day through Sunday into Sunday night. You're winning your matchup. You've got the lead on your opponent. You've only got one game left, the dreaded Monday night game. Then you start off. You're happy. First quarter, he starts to close the gap. He eventually catches up. Your heart is beating. Your sphincter's clenching. Then he passes you. You can't believe it. In the one game that was left in your matchup, your opponent has came from behind to clap your cheeks. Tuesday morning, you wake up. You try not to land too many tears inside your cereal. And we all know who I'm talking about, Donnie. Congratulations to Eric, by the way. I'll get into further details later on in the breakdown. I guess it also happened to Greg, but no one's happy about that except Vaughn. But I think I speak for everybody when I say we're all happy to rub it in Donnie's face. Shit, I'm just editing the video and I realized I forgot to shout out to the Dub Club. Vaughn, Eric, Raul, Christo, and me. Raul was the top scorer of the week with 150 points. He had the smart pickup of Justin Fields, making 50 points by himself. Travis Etienne and Devontae Adams scoring 26 points apiece, with Tyreek Hill having 20 as well. On the other hand, Edwin's full roster scored only 70 points, which means Raul outscored him by more than double. So he not only got his cheeks clapped, but he spread them open and massaged the rim. Next up, Eric defeated Donnie in the nail biter of the week, 94-91, with that fantastic Monday night performance. We all knew going into the night that Lamar Jackson, Alvin Kamara, and Tyreek Hill would be able to gap more than 30 points, but we were all sitting on the edge of our seats until it actually happened. Next up, another match that ended within 10 points. I found out that that's kind of a trend for this week's matchups. You either got your cheeks clapped or it was a nail biter of a game. So in this nail biter, Vaughn was able to outscore Greg on a Monday night game. He had two players in that game, and the final score of that was 109-99. I'm so sorry, Greg, that you weren't able to win this matchup. You deserve the win, and your team is better than your results say. In the second-ranked cheek clapping of the week, Fristo was able to beat Henson 137-94 with Joe Mixon 53 points. Anybody in any league who played against Joe Mixon lost. So don't feel bad, Henson. Anybody who faced those circumstances most likely did not make it out alive. And lastly, I was able to eke out a victory with 87-84 over Chef, and I secured my victory by the end of Sunday night, so I coasted into Monday with no worries. Alright, next up. You guys are not gonna fucking believe it. With Eric's victory over Donnie, he finally throws him off of first place, putting Donnie down in the second, with Raul up in third, and me in fourth place. Cody right in the middle at 5, with Vaughn right behind him, and then Henson with Fristo, Edwin, and Greg where they've been all year. Alright, well that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Fantasy Freestyle Podcast. With the playoffs now in the near horizon, I'm definitely excited to see that a big margin of us are within a couple wins of each other. So even at this point, it's unpredictable to say who's going to be in the playoffs and who won't be. So I wish everybody the best of luck going through the final quarter of the season. And I'll catch you next week on the Fantasy Freestyle Podcast.
Wanna hear you go.